Merry Vlogmas, everybody. Day number 6. I know I missed 5. I was really busy yesterday. So there you go. And then here we are. It's late at night, so no one's going to see this anyway. So it's fine. I want to talk about a few of my favorite things. And this one's going to concentrate on maybe my favorite thing. You see that behind me? It's a green screen, but it's snow. Yeah, I know. I love snow. Ever since I can remember, I've been a snow lover. And I've never lived where it's been particularly snowy. And some people would say, well, that's probably why you're a snow lover, Mike. Snow's never really been work for you. It's always been fun. And maybe we'll find out because I live in Iowa now and I have not lived through a winter here. And so we're going to see when snow and ice becomes work or a hassle, if I end up loving it as much as I still love it. But I still love it, so we'll see. It's funny because, I lived in Tucson for 15 years, Arizona 16 years. And when someone new shows up, you always ask them, have you been through a summer yet? Because that's the true test. Can you handle 114 degrees? We'll find out. And it's funny because I moved to Iowa and inevitably, I've had several people ask me, have you been through a winter yet? It's kind of the same thing, only in reverse. I'm pumped about it because, I've never lived where it snowed a whole lot. Now, there have been exceptions to that. One year living in Roswell, it was an El Nino year like this one. And Roswell had 3 really big snowstorms by Roswell standards or by my life standards. I mean, we had a 6-inch snow, we had a 10-inch snow, we had a 16-inch snow all in one year. And I think a couple smaller ones in between. So that was a really snowy year. And I spent that time doing lots of things. I built snowmen. So I did do that. I don't know. I was in my 30s. I was still young, right? But I also I had a Mustang at the time, and I took it to the Wool Bowl parking lot and did this. It was so fun. But it was also getting used to the feel of the snow and getting better at snow driving. And I'm a good snow driver now. That's not always been the case. So why do I love the snow so much? Well, there's several reasons. The first reason is I love weather. I just love weather. That's why I became a weatherman. I just have a passion for weather, just all kinds of weather. To me, the most boring weather that I don't like is sunshine all the time. And people think Tucson is boring like that, and it kind of is, and kind of got that way at sometimes. But Tucson has exciting weather sometimes, so don't get me wrong. And the sunsets and the sunrises are amazing there, so there's that. So I love weather, and snow, last time I checked, is weather. So it's very exciting. But plus the other thing, when you combine that with my love for photography. And I take a decent picture now and then. I always say God does the hard work. I just aim and shoot. But snow is so photogenic. And you can get some amazing pictures in the snow. It just turns everything beautiful and magical and cleans everything up and all the things. So my love for photography and my love for weather, you're starting to paint the picture here. Now, the other part is it's just so dang fun. Now, I know this is a kid thing. We lived on a hill when I was in high school, at least in our town in Oregon. And so it was kind of the only hill in town, I guess. So whenever it snowed, people would come to the top of our hill and we would all slide down. And it was a great time. And that didn't happen super often, 1 or 2 times a year, maybe. But I love sledding. And before that, when we first moved to Oregon, we spent that first winter in Portland, and I was 8 years old, 8 or 9, 8, I think. And it was a really cold winter, and we lived in the West Hills, which is colder than Portland itself. It's got some elevation. So we had quite a few sledding days in those days. And sledding is so fun. I mean, snow is so fun. It's slippery. Have you noticed? And you got snow and you've got gravity. And it's great. When I became a weatherman in New Mexico, the New Mexico Ski Association gives all the on-air weather people a golden pass, a gold pass, and you put that in your wallet, and you can ski anywhere in the state for free. You still have to buy your rentals, but back then that was 15 bucks for a day. I don't know what it is now. So, so I used to go to Ski Apache in Ruidoso and ski all the time. It was an hour drive from Roswell, and I'd be on the slopes and I'd ski all day, and then I'd drive home. So that was a blast. And then, this was, so you heard about the big freeze in Texas a few years ago. It was about 3 years ago now, I think. Um, and it was below freezing, didn't get above freezing for 10 straight days, which is unusual for Texas. It happens every 10 years. And then, the super outbreaks are even less frequent. This was closer to a super outbreak. And, all of the playa lakes, as they call them, the flood control lakes in town froze. And we got 2 snows during that time. So there was plenty of snow around. And the main streets were kind of clear, but the back streets, the neighborhood streets, stayed snow-packed and icy. And I couldn't wait to get off work and to get into my car and go drive around the neighborhood streets and slide around the corners. I would always look, make sure there's no cars to slide into. And then I was just sliding around the corner. This is like 3 years ago. I was 57 years old. I couldn't wait to get off work so I could drive around and take pictures. So, kind of the two things together. It was great. And then this is a funny story. It's true. This was just a couple weeks ago. We got a couple inches of snow here, and it wasn't bad. It was a couple inches of snow, and there was some, the roads were kind of icy and snow packed. And no problem getting to the store. I was getting donuts before church. It snowed Saturday night overnight. So Sunday woke up to a couple inches. And I got to the store, no one in the parking lot. And I punched it and cranked the wheel. I just did that a couple times. And then I parked and got the donuts, Just went to church, and I told my friend about what I had done. And she was like, dude, how old are you? You're never going to grow up, are you? I hope not. I really hope not. I just love the snow because of its many attributes. It's a great weather phenomenon, really fun to slide around in. It's beautiful to take pictures of. And so, that excites the kid in me, the sliding around part. So, all of it, I love it. Now, living in Iowa for my first winter, will that opinion change? I honestly doubt it, but time will tell. And it's kind of, I don't know how to put this. I mean, it's been cold already. We had single digit lows a couple times before Thanksgiving. Um, I'm definitely scraping my windshield and things like that. It's been cold, but it hasn't bothered me, at least not yet. Now, when we get 6, 8, 10 inches, if that happens, I kind of hope it does. And I have to shovel my car out and, shovel the concrete slab that we're all parked on. Will that annoy me? And, especially if I have to do it more often than once, we'll see. Time will tell. But one of my favorite things, and these are a few of my favorite things, probably my most favorite thing, is snow.